speaking of all of this domination that's going on, we can socket in some domination gems into our domination leather.
Alright.
Blizzard, why are you so kinky? Why are you horny in Maine? So, right. Now, this is somewhere where we had a bit of a split opinion when we talked about it first.
Yeah.
If I was just to intro people to this. So, we heard about domination gear whenever Blizzard was talking about this patch, right? And instantly, I was thinking, oh dear, domination gear, corruption gear, is this going to be a new gear system? No!
No, not quite.
I can't believe it. The Mad Lads have actually stepped back on ambition and done
Mm.
something seemingly a little bit more. It's just a little sprinkling.
Also,
seasoning.
it's also reminiscent of Mists of Pandaria, which can't be bad.
That does get claps.
Yep.
That does get claps. So, the situation here is that cloak. Your cloak is going to have like a gem socket in it, right?
Well, it can be upgraded by a Shard of Domination, so they probably aren't going to rock with sockets in the end.
Okay.
Because that would likely interfere with rolling extra sockets, but...
It's basically just, you'll get a cloak, and in that cloak, you can put these Shard of Dominations, or these things.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as Boss Soul Shard power-up item.
Hopefully that'll have a better...
I believe so. So, it seems to me, and this is all very, very much not finished, so I don't want to get into the details of abilities and things like that too much, but broad strokes, well, we can look at the known effects of Out of God, but broad strokes, right, you will get these backs, these capes. You'll get these capes, and you will, as you do the raid, get things you can put in them. A bit like the Shah-touched sockets from Mists of Pandaria, as many have pointed out. And you know what? This is good for me, because in this raid, gear is still gear. Yeah. There's no funny business. There's no extra system. There's no spooky new role or anything to worry about. It's just gear. The only difference is your cloak has got a special thing in it, and you can customize your character via some cool powers you unlock during the raid. And I think that's great. Now, I do hope that the stuff is only active within the Sanctum of Domination raid. Because I would have assumed so, because it does make sense that, like, PvP gear boosts up. It's the most powerful in PvP. Yeah. Raid gear should be the best in raid. I guess there's an issue for the Mythic Plus people, though, where they don't really have a thing.
Yeah, they just get significantly easier to acquire higher item level gear.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not significantly easier, but, doing a 15 is a bit easier than killing a mythic boss.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I would say so, yeah.
Even though you are limited to the weekly, but you are in raid, so yeah. No, damn it, I made my point, I'll stand by it. Mythic Plus gear is easier.
So, I mean, examples here, your critical hits deal additional shadow damage for 10 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. Yep. That's not that interesting. Taking magic damage heals you. Yeah. Not that interesting. Yeah. Healing an ally below 30% health increases your primary stat for a bit. I think that is a bit more cool.
Not really.
That's what you're doing anyway, though.
Yeah, basically, at least these ones, they don't actually really matter. They don't change how you're playing, but they are a thing that you can have that you wouldn't have otherwise.
They feel like Azerite traits, like unambitious. You know the Azerite traits that felt a bit more like just you get a free thing.
Yeah.
It sort of feels a bit more like that. I would hope there was more interesting stuff to come with them. But if it is just you get a little bit more power in your character when you unlock those, and then you have some progression within the raid as you rank those powers up, then that is a sprinkling of something on top of raid that I think could be good, could feel additive, and thankfully is not a overarching system. It is just a socket on your cape, which I think is way better.
I'm very silly. Whenever I made the Mists of Pandaria comparison, I was thinking about the Shah-touched gems. They're also cloaks that you upgrade.
No, I think it's the actual gems themselves you upgrade.
Yeah, but you're still kind of getting... Actually, to be completely correct, you can enchant cloaks with the socket, it seems. So
Well, there's two different cloaks there.
Yeah.
This is the thing.
Yeah.
The raid gear is not implemented yet.
Yeah.
So there's like a cloak with a domination socket, and then one that'll take a domination enchantment. So it's
Yeah.
like, are they two different things?
uh,
I mean, maybe.
yeah, but all the same. Cloaks with effects in it.
So it seems like you kill the bosses, you kind of get a bit of the boss's soul, and then
Yeah.
you can upgrade them and you get some powers.
Yeah, so none of these were particularly interesting, but they were previously data mine shards. As to whether any of these will make it, likely not. They're gone. So, or no, they're not gone. They're previously.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're a little bit more interesting and actually have like more impact on how you would actually play.
Well, yeah, it seems like so for the Unbound Pestilence one,
Yeah.
as you go through its initial few unlocks, it actually gets a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it gets more effects, and well, it's not super huge, but one that I was actually thinking about is the Grim Harvester, and anyone following along will maybe notice that this is literally the fact of Shadowmourne, which is a really cool throwback,
Oh, yeah.
but also is pretty strong and has a decent stat buff that you can not rely on, but you can see when it's coming and sort of react to. So it's like maybe you might want to hold for it sometimes, even for just a second or two, maybe. But there's also Sanguine Range, which is just it says you can consume the blood that spills after crits. I don't know if that's you can by like walking over it or something, like the chi healing spheres, or if it's a little bit more, it just says can because it procs whenever it needs to. But it's certainly
Yeah. I mean, there's not too much else to say, really, but I like it. It's a gearing system they've added that feels like just decent, light touch enough that I do like it. So
yeah, no, same. It's definitely better than, well, it's better than nothing, and it's also significantly better than them going too hard.
yeah. That's it.
It's a big point.
Even if this doesn't work out perfectly, it's not risky. It's
Yeah.
not like corruption gear where, oh dear, it didn't work out perfectly and now the whole patch is a bit ruined.
Wreck the patch.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So
everyone.
the more they do things like this, the happier
Yeah.
I'll be. So I'm thumbs up actually for this one.
Yeah, stop being ambitious where you don't want to be ambitious. Be ambitious where you probably should be.
Yeah.
Which is
Content.
please.
Content is king.
Please. Make-
Etc.
Spend 20% of the usual time on content and give us 5 times more of it. Thank you.
It's the sort of thing like it's almost as if they just had enough systems designers to keep the classes balanced, and then just be like, right, all you systems designers, you're heading into WoW Edit, and you're making content.
Yeah.
You're not able to make systems anymore. It's almost as if the game would be better by virtue of it being less risky and the focus being content. Or at least that's how it feels. I mean, it's like that literally isn't true, but
Yeah.
sort of the point is it feels that way.
They need their IT guy to just block access to Excel. Sorry, no spreadsheets for you. No Google Sheets. Just WoW Edit. The only thing you're allowed. WoW Edit, the forums, and Twitter. That's it.
Just Wowhead and your feelings.
Oh, man.